Good morning. The subcommittee will come to order. Before actually getting started, I ask unanimous consent that members not on the subcommittee be permitted to sit with the subcommittee at today's hearing, offer testimony, and ask questions. And without objection, so ordered. Good morning, and thank you all for being here. Today we'll be examining the Federal Aviation Administration's oversight of commercial space transportation. We're at an exciting time in the aviation world. In the past few years, this committee has met regularly to discuss the advent of drones into national airspace system, and we're here this morning to talk about the burgeoning industry of commercial space transportation. Before we begin, I'd like to note that yesterday the FAA released its long overdue final rule on small drones. And although we are continuing to review it in detail, I'm very pleased that the rule focuses on safely integrating drones into the operation today, while providing flexibility to permit more advanced type of operations as technology improves. It's a very good step forward, I think. It has been 7 years since this subcommittee last held a hearing dedicated to this topic. Since that time, the space shuttle has been retired, leaving the United States without a domestic option to transport humans into space and requiring NASA to pay millions of dollars per seat on Russian spacecraft. Private industry, with the support of the FAA and NASA, is working to fill this transportation gap while developing new and innovative methods to transport passengers and cargo safely and efficiently into space. The result has been the domination of these commercial space industries by the United States in virtually all areas. United Launch Alliance, a joint venture of Lockheed Martin and Boeing, provides valuable and highly reliable launch services to the U.S. government. Orbital ATK has operated 5 successful unmanned supply missions to the International Space Station, and we wish them well on their launch 2 weeks from today. SpaceX and Blue Origin are leading pioneers in the effort to bring down the cost of commercial space launches by reusing launch vehicles. Virgin Galactic, Worldview Enterprises, and XCOR seek to offer new and exciting experiences and bring space travel and tourism to the general public. These companies and many others contribute to a highly innovative industry, advancing U.S. leadership in the field. I believe we are witnessing a major change in transportation, one that will match the energy and enthusiasm of the early days of barnstorming. These advances require the close cooperation and oversight of FAA's Office of Commercial Space Transportation, or AST. AST's mission is to protect the public, property, and national security and foreign policy interests of the United States during commercial launch or re-entry activities to encourage, facilitate, and promote U.S. commercial space transportation. Commercial space transportation is still an inherently risk-filled endeavor. Our hearing summary outlines 2 specific accidents, but there have been others. We want to ensure that AST and industry learn from these incidents in order to lay the foundation for future commercial space transportation safety regulatory framework. In November 2015, Congress passed the U.S. Commercial Space Launch Competitiveness Act, which has helped position the industry in the United States to further expand and capitalize on our nation's leadership in this field. We have invited you all here today to get a better sense of the state of the industry following enactment of this law and to learn about opportunities and challenges related to commercial space transportation. Though this is a newer topic to me and many on the subcommittee, much of the FAA's work in this area is performed in my district at the FAA's premier flagship technical facility in Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey. There, private companies are working with the FAA on a number of projects, including modeling of debris fields, simulating launches and re-entries utilizing the expertise of air traffic controllers, and testing communication system between spacecraft and air traffic control. We appreciate all of the work that industry and FAA are doing at the FAA Tech Center in order to continue advancing safe commercial space transportation. As this subcommittee continues to assess the current state of commercial space and transportation industry, it is important that industry engage with members of this panel. I would also encourage all members to reach out to our distinguished witnesses and others in the commercial space transportation field to learn more about how this transportation sector impacts each and every congressional district. I'm sure this will be an interesting hearing, and I very much look forward to hearing from our distinguished panel of witnesses. Now I'd like to yield to Mr. Larson for any statements he may make.